You are listening to the Superpower Radio Show with your hosts, Brenda Major
Mia Dawson.
and as always, we are excited to provide a safe and supportive community for people impacted by autism. We consider autism to be a special superpower, not a particular disability, but more of an additional ability because of the gifts that it brings out in all of us. And you know, Mia, this is Women's History Month.
Yes, it is.
So we have been talking about and researching and talking to women who are doing great things. Last week, you heard from an entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of The Answer Incorporated. Her name is Deborah Vines. If you missed that show, please go to our website, www.adventuresofneo.com, where you can see all of our past episodes. You know, I did a little research and I found that in 2019, 22% of households in the US were headed by women. Get this, 64% of African American households are headed by women. And what I couldn't find is the percentage of women who are African American, head of household, who are also raising someone with a superpower. But fortunately, we have one who is our guest with us today.
Yes.
So this is Rosa Harper Davis, and she is an entrepreneur, an author, a mother, and any of those, and you know, Mia can attest that any of those are a full-time endeavor. But
Yes,
then
they are.
when you add on the fact that she is also raising a super kid, it is tremendous. And so we are excited to hear from you today. Welcome to the show, Rosa.
Thank you so very much. This is a great opportunity, so I'm excited to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey as a single mother and particularly raising someone who's on the autism spectrum?
Okay. So my journey with my superpower young man, he's an adult now. He will be 21 tomorrow, so I'm excited.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
21, yay. So we're going to have a beautiful celebration for him. But being a single mom, I was married before, but then, you know, after divorce, I became a single mom with this little baby who, you know, had those superpowers, and a single mom not knowing anything about autism, because none of my children experienced that. So it never crossed my mind that I would have one. So I didn't know much about it, didn't you know, research it, didn't, you know, really I looked at some of the things in school, but it wasn't like catching my eye because I wasn't dealing with it. So I thought at the time. But I have this wonderful little baby who, you know, didn't do the other things as the other kids did. You know, that he didn't kind of cool. He didn't talk. I mean, he didn't make that baby noise. He just kind of stared, and he would cry, but you didn't know what he was crying for. So it wasn't something easy that I knew about. So I was like, well, let me try and let me find out what's going on. So I tried all kinds of things. You know, I'm thinking maybe he has some seizures. Maybe he's just, you know, a little bit behind in the other kids. And I've never crossed my mind. But then when I went and had him tested, they, you know, gave me that, you know, superpower information that, hey, you know, guess what? Your son has, you know, this wonderful thing of autism. So at the time, as a single mom, I had so many emotions. I was nervous. I cried. I think I was disappointed for a little while as a mother. You
Tell
know,
us a little bit about that. What was disappointing? What were you feeling?
I was disappointed because, you know, as a mom, why didn't I catch that? Like, where in the world did I miss it? How did I miss that in prayer? Where was the disconnect that I knew that I was having a child with autism? Where was not, you know, I didn't have any signs, you know, nobody seen it. So those things were disappointing to me because I've always thought if I know ahead of time, I would be there to, you know, help my son as he, you know, as it happened. But I didn't know. So I was a little disappointed because I felt like it should have been caught early on, but it wasn't. So I was disappointed because I couldn't help him, if that makes sense.
What
So
age did you realize that the diagnosis was,
when
that
he
you guys
was
got the diagnosis?
so when he turned about 2 and things like that, he just wasn't doing like everyone else. Like he just
Okay.
got, but I just kind of figured, well, he's gonna get older. But when he turned 3, we truly knew. He got diagnosed at 3 because
Okay.
he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't talking, he
Wow.
wasn't walking, he wasn't nothing.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
just not a lot of slobbery.
Mhm.
It wasn't I just knew how you could
Okay.
just know your child. And then when they took, like I said, I had so many emotions. I was
Mm.
disappointed, I cried, I was angry, I was
Mm.
scared, I was frightened, I
Mm.
was terrified actually. Terrified, hurt,
Mm.
um, because not knowing the information, not knowing what's gonna happen,
And
just a
Rosa,
whole
is he your youngest?
he is my youngest.
And
Oh,
how many other children do you have?
I have 4 others, and
Okay.
oldest son to Nemo, he been the youngest. I just never had any issues with anyone. So
I'm wondering, the reason I ask is because sometimes people think there's something that maybe they did wrong in the pregnancy. So I'm wondering if you maybe even went back in your head to think about, okay, is there something that I did differently when I was carrying Nemo than with my other kids? Did that cross your mind?
it did. It really crossed my mind because in the moment I was going through domestic violence.
Oh,
So
ah,
it wrapped me up really bad. I was thinking, oh my goodness, I did not protect my baby. Oh my
oh,
God, I put this strain on my baby. Like I literally remember sitting in the chair and I'm
mm,
bawling. And the nurse was like, this is not something that you done. You know what I mean? Like it's not
mhm,
something that you created or you put,
right.
but in my mind, I'm like, stress this baby out. It was just the guilt, the hurt as a mother that I could not help him. I
mm,
wanted him to be not what they said. And I
Sure.
had to realize, autism is not a bad thing, and at the time as a single mom and young mom, I didn't know. So,
yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
listen to all the things that they say, autism, this child's this, and that child's not going to be able to do that. So as a
mhm.
young mom with, in a city that I didn't know anybody, I began to listen to them before I started doing my own research. Yes. So it was a shocking for me. I felt very guilty for years.
Mm,
Very.
One of the things that really kind of grips people is when the doctor gives you that diagnosis. And it seems like, and Mia, feel free to add in on this, but it seems like the first thing the doctor tells you is what your child will not be able to do.
Yes.
We've heard and we've read, and Mia has experienced, doctors saying, well, he won't be able to walk, he won't be able to talk, he won't be able to, on and on and on. And that can be so frightening. I'm just wondering how you were able to pull yourself out of that and really start to look for the help that you needed for Nemo.
Well, one thing I had to do is I started getting into survival mode anyway as a single
mm,
mom in a
Mm,
city I did not know. So now it can't be about my pity party. It has
mm,
to be down about my children. So
mm.
mm.
so I would tell myself, suck it up, buttercup, and let's get busy. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Let's get busy. So then I started doing research because knowledge is power. I
yeah.
started doing research, reaching out into the community, see what's in the community, help me, getting mentors for him. I did
Mhm.
that. Setting up therapy where I'm watching what they do, reading to him, teaching him words, taking my hand on his mouth and do the movements. I mean, I did everything I see from YouTube to watching somebody on television, reading the books, going to an autism center. Like I tried everything so that he can live a normal life. And that's pretty much what I did. That was
So
my
it sounds like to me you did the same thing I did and did not take the diagnosis. You were like, okay, you said that, but I'm going. This is not gonna be my child.
right.
Basically,
That's
it
not his
seems like
story.
you did the same thing. Yeah,
Yes, that's not his story. That's
yeah,
what you say, but I know
yeah,
that's not who he is.
yeah,
So, and my son is that person now. You know what I mean? He is not. You wouldn't even know if you don't know him.
yeah.
That-
Mhm.
So I know if had I took what the doctor said and then just began to just stay with that and
Mhm.
not do the other thing and walk through the journey, he probably would be like, nope, not mine. No,
Yeah.
no, not mine. And
Yeah.
so I also became let my kids help. That helped so much.
Mm.
Got them
Mhm.
involved so they wouldn't be so worried. Now they're still protective of him
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
worried
Mhm.
about, but got them involved. It was amazing. Like my daughter became another mom. Like she was
Mhm.
very, his brothers, they all protective, but they helped him teach his name and he was, just different things like that. So we put some things in place. So that's how walking through this journey with him has just been a really um, beautiful, teachable moment for me as a parent.
Sounds like it. So it's really got to be challenging too, doing this as a single parent. You mentioned getting your kids involved, and I think that's great. Did you at some point just kind of wish, oh man, if I need a man to help me, not just with Nemo, but with all of your kids?
Yeah.
How did you and do you manage all of this as a single head of household?
Woo, that right there. So I did a lot of praying, a lot of crying, a lot of worshiping. Honestly, to my house, that's the only way I could function. Like when things would just be too overwhelming for me, I had to step away for a moment, even if it's in my room and just cry because
Mhm.
that's what I had. I didn't have words. I just cried, cry, Lord, help me, show me something, send me something. And so when I began to get out into the community and just, go to different things, hear things from people, talk to people, learn about the Early Learning Center, I had mentors for him. And one of the things I love about that, Mia's husband, Mr. Stefan, was a great mentor to all my boys. My daughter, I promise, he has been the best ever happened to us. I cannot say nothing more. Like we need more of him. Like
Mhm.
more Mr. Stefan for our boys and our kids. But he was a
Mhm.
great mentor. He helped me as a parent because I did not have the patience. I did not know. I was scared. I was very scared. I didn't know. I did things wrong, but he helped me walk through that when my kids became a part of the program that they were running. So
Yeah.
I reached out to the community and found a mentor, a male mentor, a safe
Mm.
male mentor for my boys.
Mhm. Mhm.
And he just took the rest of them under his wings. And he'd be, hey, no, let me get it. I got him. He's
Yeah.
Nemo's fine. I got him. So I
You know,
appreciate
the cool thing about that is, and we've had Mia's husband Stefan on the show, and Mia's over here just glowing because when we talk about the superpower,
yeah,
Stefan will tell you that that is a superpower that was revealed in him
Yes, it
when
was.
when he realized that his son was on the autism spectrum. He knew
Yeah.
that he had to take in information from other people, but also to be that mentor to other
Mhm.
families.
Mhm.
So
yes,
that's, I
yes,
mean,
That is so beautiful. That's so beautiful to hear. He's gonna love even hearing that. And I think having Rosa that patience because
yeah,
I was not the patient one. And so you need that person to be patient, to be um calm, to be because you're going as a mom, we just want to love and take care
yeah,
and just like fix it. And that patience came in from him and him being a mentor and just saying it's gonna be okay. We're gonna take
yeah,
this one step at a time. We're
yes,
gonna go through this journey and we're gonna get this complete. And so that is wonderful to hear that he and I remember that, but it's good to hear it.
yeah.
It's
Because
good to
I can remember a story where I was coming in by the faith and I was just exhausted,
hear.
dealing with an autistic child and I'm a
Yes.
single mom in a city I don't know. So I'm
mm,
Yes.
already overwhelmed. And
Yes.
I was just bawling. Like I was just coming in. I was trying to sign in. My tears just falling. And I
mm,
remember Mr. Stefan said, let me take Nemo and let me take Jade and them over here for a second. You sit down right here at this table and you just take your take your moments. I got them. I'm gonna take them over here. We're gonna go play ball or whatever he did. But just that moment, that
Yeah.
break, was great for me. It gives me enough strength to say, okay, all right, so I'm gonna make it another day with this.
Yes.
I'm gonna make it another day. And
Yes.
so just to have that is great. Like I said, we need more of him, like more of Mr. Stefan. I'm not talking about more men like him, but just if he can multiply himself, we'll ask.
So, what would you say were some of your biggest challenges working with Nemo? Because it sounds like you listened to people, you got some mentorship, but it sounds like you had developed some strategies on your own. What were some
Yes.
of those challenges, and can you share some of those strategies too?
Yeah, so some of the challenges was him not wanting to focus. You know what I mean? Like I had to distinguish him from the other kids in him because he's not the same. So I
Okay.
had to learn that. I had to learn that no, I have to put things in place for just him. And
Okay.
just because this son over here can do this, he cannot at the same. So I had to put those in place. So I would take a block of time from anything from doing blocks. I remember I taught him his name, and I did it as a symbol. I was like, ni my ni. I know I did it like a song. He repeated that song, and I cried because I'm like, he heard it, and that was like he was excited to know his name. If that makes sense, to just say his name. So I worked with him. I read to him every day when he was younger. I read every book, Bible, ABC, anything. I took his mouth and moved the words, if that makes sense. Like
I love that. I love it. Wow.
the, you know, like knee, you know, like I had to help him stimulate what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
I put headphones on him when he was little and let him hear words, you know, how to pronunciate his words and things like that to help him do that. One of the challenges though with him is, you know, their attention is not that long. So I had to do them, I had to make sure that I see it's time to break, if that makes sense. Give him time to just be him, and then we can go back and work with him. So that's something I did every single day, day in, day out. Just work with him, reading. I'd be like, hey, let's write this. Let's learn how to write. I would take his hand and write with him, teach him how to color, just different things like that. To work with him, just work with him every day as he just a normal child. I treat him as he a normal child. That's what I did.
That right there. That right there. Yes. Yes. You don't, and I think when the doctors gave the diagnosis, it was almost like, this is the sentence. That's what I kind of felt. This is the sentence, and he's going to be like this, and you kind of just got to follow this path. And I had to do the same thing, Rosa. I'm glad you said that. Nope, you're going to be normal, and I'm going to treat you normal. And although we have some superpower issue, you got some challenges, and I got to tweak it a little bit, but we're going to treat you normal. Yes,
I
ma'am.
like that. Yes, I like that. Tweak it. That's
we
true.
gotta tweak it, but it's still, because if you don't, you got into that where the doctor, you'll just sit in that and you'll just stay there and you kind of just move your life along to what they're saying. So I completely understand that.
Yeah. So that's one of the things I had to do. I had to believe, look, no, this is not you.
Yes.
I don't he can diagnose what he wants, but you are a normal young man. You are normal. You can do anything. And so that's what I stand on. I stood on that, and I still to this day.
Yep. Yes.
That's great. Now you said that Nemo's going to be 21 tomorrow. That is exciting. What are some of the things that have surprised you about him as he's been growing up?
Working. Like he loves to work. I didn't think he would be able to work, to be honest with you. I didn't think he would be a child that be able to work even athletics things. He loves basketball, and he's really good at it.
Wow.
Really good at it. Like
you're still surprised.
Surprised. Like what?
Like he does layup, he plays, you know what I'm saying? And people be like, I'm gonna pick him. And I'm like, oh, pick me more. You know, I'm like, at first I'm like, okay, maybe you know they're just being nice. But then when he gets on that court, he really can play. I said, this boy really play ball. Like, you know, I didn't know. I didn't know. So and then you know, he's very you give him a task, he surprises me because I think sometimes he can't do nothing the way I think he should, not what you think he should. See, that's the difference.
Yes.
I think he can't do, but he'll be like, I can do that, Mom, in a heartbeat.
Yes.
So some of the challenge, you know, with him being 21, I didn't think he would be able to work, but he's worked. He has his check. You know when it's coming. He balances a checkbook. I taught him how to do that. Me and his brother, you know, pays his little bills, his phone bills, and things like that. Know how to go on and pay his phone bill on his phone. He goes on the website. The other day he put a spreadsheet together because I was lazy. Yes, spreadsheet for me. I guess he watched me and he put a spreadsheet together for me. Yes, he did, and put all my little stuff that's in there. So each year when I grade do my taxes, I don't have to. It made it where you can add it. I didn't even know how to do the adding on the spreadsheet. I'm still on it. But they're so brilliant.
Yes, they are.
Yes, that's his superpower. Yes.
There's nothing they cannot do. And he just surprises me every day. I kid you not. Surprises me every day. The things he even say, I'd be like, oh, okay. Now, hold on a second. Let me write that down. What'd you say? You know, like they just surprise us because I feel like they were created for a reason.
Yes.
The way they are, because they are so special and very smart and just been here before. I'm just gonna be honest. They've been here before. Like they're here to guide us. They're good. They're here to make me a better parent.
Great perspective. Yeah. Yes. That is awesome. So now, what advice would you give to other parents? Maybe they're caregivers to a younger child and can't even imagine, oh my God, what's going to happen when he's a teenager? What's 21? What advice would you give them?
Take the diagnosis, but don't stay there. Take it, but don't stay there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's what they're giving you. Yes, that's what they said. But your child can still be normal. Take what they said, but don't stay there. Keep moving. Keep educating yourself. Keep believing in your child. Please keep helping your child. Help him continue to be normal. Even if he's a baby. When Nehemiah was little, I would lay him on the floor, roll him over like a normal baby would do, because he couldn't do himself. But that's what I would do. Roll him on his back, let him kick his feet. You know, like a baby would do. Like I would imitate the baby for him, help him do that. So just continue to not stay there when they give you the diagnosis. No, you don't have to stay there. You don't even have to really accept it. What you can do though is take that, educate yourself, and then be the best advocate for your child for his entire life. That's
yes.
You are your best cheerleader for your child.
Yes.
And so celebrate the little things, the big things, the good and the bad. Celebrate all of it, because you just never know what he'll do next. So, or she'll do next. So just continue to believe in it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna surprise you what they can do.
Yeah. So you know what's amazing is I'm watching you as we started the interview, and you were so honest talking about how you felt in the beginning. Just in this short amount of time, I'm watching you blossom.
Yes.
So what would you say your superpower is?
I would say that I feel like there's nothing my superpower is I believe my kids can do anything. And they were created for on purpose, for his purpose. So there's nothing they cannot do. So even though you might go through, my superpowers is that I continue to push them, continue to love them, encourage them, and be there for them, but allow them to bump their head, make mistakes, but pick them up when they need me to be there. Need me to be there. And be that super mom. Like I do have a problem of I don't want to say a problem, but of cuddling. Like I would like to catch them before they hit that bump.
Yeah.
I really do. It's hard. I'd be like, no, no, you see that bump? Like, wait, wait, wait. And Nehemiah said to me yesterday, Mom, you have to let me bump my head.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
oh,
Wow.
oh
I
my
imagine that would be hard for
Do
any
you know
mother to
how
hear.
hard that was? I said, at first I was like taken back, and then I grabbed my little chest, like, wait a minute, I don't want, like I don't want to let you go.
wow.
But he's letting me know in his own way. Allow me to do. I can do this. You just gotta allow me
Mm,
to do this. So it's hard for me, but as a mom, I think I have grew up as a mom, being
Mhm.
having a superpower child, because now I can be excited for him. Like I am his biggest little cheerleader, and I'm gonna run whatever he calls though. But I'm just saying, but I can still back up a little bit and let him have his way. So I think just me being a mother to an autistic grown adult now who has been through a rough journey, just schools and just different things, behavior issues and things that we have dealt with so much as he coming up, and not, being frustrated because he don't comprehend like other people, or he's not the same as his brothers and sisters. All I can just say is my superpower is just the love,
mm.
believe in them, cheer for them. I'm gonna be there no matter what, no matter what. So that's really my superpower, just loving being a mom and
Oh,
learning. Knowledge is power for me. So keep myself educated.
that is awesome. So you have also convinced us that, and I hope our listeners are getting this too, that even as a single mom, sometimes women feel like I have to be the father and the mother. And I don't think you're the father and the mother. I think you're the
No.
best mother
Yes.
that you
Yes.
can be
Yes.
to all
Yes.
Yes.
of your kids.
And let me say this. It's okay for you to get a mentor, a good save. I'm saying save because that's what I've had in my
Sure.
life.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
okay for you to get a mentor for your young boys when you don't have one in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
It's
mm.
not we can raise them, yes, but for that mentorship to be there, it is okay for you to have a great mentor for your boys, no
Mm,
matter what their walk of life is. So I'm
mm.
so grateful that I had that. I am, and he's still a mentor, to them when they see him and everything like that. They remember him for the rest of their life. They will, they never say his name right. Neither do I. I just learned it right, the other day. But I'm just saying. But it's okay to have a mentor. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's okay as a woman to say, I need help. I need help.
Yes.
Please help me. Someone out there, help me. I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
but I need help. I need help, and ask for it and be okay with it. So,
I
yeah,
love you saying that because I think sometimes as women we want to take it on all by ourselves,
yes,
and we
ma'am.
don't want to say that word HELP. And you're saying that like, no, I need some help. Somebody need to come over here and help me. And that doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean you don't know how to do what you need to do. That means you need help. And
Yeah,
I can just see that you took that help and you are glowing. You're glowing
Yes.
as a mom. And I mean, I can just tell you love being a mom. You love your kids, and you took those resources and knew how to, help use them for your best ability.
yes,
So that's what is hard for us as women. We want to do it all ourselves, and and that's not, you need help, and there is help out there, and you
absolutely.
took it from every area. That's what I
Yes,
love about it. You took it from every area.
and
That's
even with the stages of him, like when he was in grade school, he had a one-on-one. He was a saved man. God really blessed. He was a saved man that when he was little, he had a one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
In grade school, when he got to junior high, he had a one-on-one. He had a mentor, and then
Yeah,
when he got to high school, Mr. J. Smith, he was a mentor. So I was blessed to have
Yes.
mentors
that's
because
awesome.
I expected that. I went out and found that for him
That's
For
in the right one. So
tremendous.
just
And
ask
ladies,
for help.
I hate to tell you this, but we are at the end of the show already.
it goes so fast.
Rosa,
It
we're
goes
Yes,
so
going to
fast.
have you back.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
We want,
ma'am.
It goes so
want
fast.
to hear from Nemo to see how he's doing now that he's about to be.
Absolutely, I will.
So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Listeners, we appreciate you being so supportive, being our faithful listeners, and we want you to stay engaged. So please check us out on Instagram, on the Superpower Radio Show, and also on YouTube. And of course, you can go to our website, www.adventuresofneo.com, to hear all of our episodes. And we are happy to be your morning drive. If you are on the West Coast, you're going to hear
Yes.
from us on Mondays at 7 in the morning, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 9 o'clock Central Time, and 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So thank you so much again for being with us. You've been listening to the Superpower Radio Show with your host, Brenda Major, and
Mia Dawson.
And our special guest, Rosa Harper Davis. All right. Have a good one.
See ya.
Hi.